Hi, I'm Rachel Whitefield, certified life coach, and with me is our resident dating diva, Jackie Black. Thank you for joining us on another fabulous episode of Whiskey Bent
Spellbound with Black.
and Whitefield.
All right, Rach, what are we drinking today?
Oh, Jackie, I am so glad you asked. So, we are drinking a previously featured whiskey on our show once again, and that's because we can't stop talking about it.
Yeah, it tastes like dessert. That's why.
It is dessert. Drum roll, please. It is dough ball cookie dough whiskey. Ooh, dun dun dun. So very exciting. This is dessert in a glass. And this is very appropriate for today's episode. This is our Valentine's Day episode. So we are having dessert first in a glass. Treat yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're
Add a
here
little
for.
simple syrup and chocolate bitters, and you basically have, for real, like cake in a cup.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm going to be drinking this straight, but over my beautiful ice molds.
Ooh, let's see those.
Ooh, I went all out today. I, you know what? Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, it's only the greatest, best day of the year, So I decided to, as I do, buy myself roses weekly. Favorite
That's
flower.
my-
I always have fresh roses by the bed. And I have, again, a very dense ice mold today. And I use the fancy sprinkles rose gold luster powder. And then I also use the rose gold glitter inside of it. So for our YouTube visual watchers, they are kind of that like metallic that we had in the skulls last episode. So they're kind of like metallic, but they have a more like intensive color from the glitter as well. So, I'm very excited. I think I only need one rose in my glass, but I see that you also have ice molds today. What are you rocking?
Ooh, I got those same. I got flowers. Mine are a little bit smaller than yours because mine comes in like a 6-pack ice mold thing.
Mine are in a 4-pack. So,
But so mine are just a little bit smaller, but I have the amethyst glitter and it matches today's wig.
you look incredible.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I
You have
wish I,
a
what?
whole theme going. Your wig is, you're turning violet.
I know, right?
Your ice is purple amethyst. Your makeup is iridescent purple. I can't get enough of you today.
I am just a little anime hottie. You know what I'm saying? I feel very sassy and cute at the same time, you know?
Podcast listeners, go find us at Whiskey Bent and Spellbound on YouTube. Jackie deserves a glance. She deserves it. You are
Uh,
pouring. This is a script.
don't,
I'm going
don't
to.
arigato gozaimasu.
I'm gonna dope all these ice things.
That's
So
my Japanese. Did you hear it? It was pretty good.
From the Dough Ball Whiskey website, it says, with irresistible aromas of freshly baked cookies wafting from the oven, don't be fooled. This whiskey comes with a cookie dough infused bite of chocolate, butter, and hints of caramel.
Breathing it in, it really is so sweet, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm pouring it over the ice. It is so shimmery. Everything
Glittery.
about me is extra and beautiful, and I am here for it.
Yes.
Look at that.
Oh my.
Pearlescent already.
Oh my God.
What's better than whiskey? Pink sparkly whiskey.
Obviously.
Obvi, I'll die on that hill.
Shimmery whiskey
Shimmery whiskey.
in a
Oh,
goblet,
yes.
a metacarpal goblet.
Yep. With your skull hand goblet. We're very scientific here on the podcast.
Clinkies.
Clinkies. Yeah. God damn, that is good. Just right out of
It's
the
so good.
bottle. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
that's dangerously good out of the bottle.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna
we have
sip that. Ladies,
we have a
you
very
listen to me right now. Don't take big gulps of this
don't do it.
whiskey.
Mm-mm.
Don't do it. It's easy to drink and whoo, it'll get you in trouble, sneak up on you.
Sneak up
All
on you.
right, let's tell them what we're talking about.
We are talking about, since this is our Valentine's Day episode, we're going to be talking about the dates we've been on. And more specifically, bad dates we've been on.
The not so great
The
dates.
not so great dates that we've been on. So we're just going to preface this, listener awareness beware. This episode is not suitable for work or little ears. So be sure to put your headphones in now because you will want to listen. So, all right. You want to start? I want to start. What are we doing? I know we're drinking. We need to be drinking for this episode for sure.
Real. This whiskey is so good. You go first.
Okay, let's talk about a bad day I have been on. Let's see. So again, we meet from online dating, and this gentleman, if I dare call him that, we had matched once before, I think on Hinge, and then or maybe Facebook dating. And so it like we had talked a little, but we never got a chance to like meet up or anything. I get on and off very quickly. However, he comes across my profile again on Hinge. And his some people are very okay, like generic looking or whatever, but this man participated in Scottish Highland games, like strongman
Ooh.
competition.
Oh, so he big and sexy.
He's big and sexy. Where at work, he'll be like throw a log over a high jump beam. I'm not quite sure what they do up there, but I was like, okay, hey, daddy.
Let me see the man throw a log.
And he started with a very fun line. We've got to stop meeting like this. Yeah. So very fun. So I was like, okay. So we go and meet at the restaurant. I was like, okay, because I'm always looking for like a monogamous sexy time friend. Like it does not have to be serious, but like I take my sexual health very, very seriously.
Right.
So I was like, if we sleep together, it's only with each other. That is just a boundary I have in my own life. So we decide to finally meet and we go to the restaurant. And I find out this man has been married twice and he like kind of pulls his collar a little bit like, oopsie, like, yeah. So we're talking and, he was kind of telling me that he was a grandpa at 44. I was like, okay. So that was
Well, there's
amazing.
nothing wrong with that. That's,
Nothing wrong.
it happens. Does happen.
I'm phasing into this part of my life. Totally fine.
Right. Yeah.
And let me preface this with I was on a pretty okay date. I'm sure that man was on a bad date.
Okay, so you weren't on a bad date. He was.
Yeah, he was on a bad date. I was the bad date.
What happened, Rachel?
So he so he kind of is telling me we're kind of going the rundown, but again, if anyone is divorced and dating, we if you have experienced this as well, let us know. But it's like you kind of gloss over your relationships. It's like, yeah, I was married, but it's like, let's not talk about those. Let's like, we know what happened, but we don't get into that. But as I'm just very much myself, I don't play games. I'm kind of like, this is take it or fucking leave it is kind of how I feel about it. We So I then start to talk about like my ex-husband and that we are amicable. And I think I'd maybe said one or two things about him, or, I was like, I don't have anything bad to say about him. Like we got out on time kind of thing. But because I think I had spent more than 60 seconds in reference to my ex-husband, he says, am I on a date with a married woman? And
let me ask you a question at this point.
Mm-hmm.
What specifically had you told? Because I know what your ex-husband used to do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say that during that
I don't
rundown?
think so. I might have mentioned that he was a limey from England, but it can't have been that
Detailed?
much because I don't like talking about him, but it was just more of like, hey, because I really think there is something to listen to how your partner speaks about their exes.
100%.
Are they
I don't
respectful?
yeah, who disrespect like their exes. Like if they start talking shit, like
Mhm.
just straight up insulting them, I'm not,
Yeah.
nope.
So I felt kind of like laying this, like, kind of like, hey, we're not in communication, but it was a, like, I will still say to this day, it was a very decent marriage for what it was. And it just had come to an end. That's all I have to say.
Right.
So it was more of just like, maybe I spent equal amount of time talking about my one previous marriage that he had spent talking about the two previous marriages. So maybe my ex-husband had gotten double time, but the time had been the same amount speaking about the ex relationship. I don't know. I don't feel like I had gone overboard with this person.
Right. Right.
Okay. Like, I am respectful to my exes. It's fine. No worries. Whatever.
I was just wondering because he has like a special he had like a special manly job, like special forces type
Yeah,
job.
Navy,
So
Navy special
I
forces.
almost wonder, yeah, that's a big deal.
I kind
So
of also, maybe I might have mentioned that because it's like, I want them to know, don't fuck with me. Like, I have tradecraft skills. Like, I can defend myself. Like,
just as a third party observer, we have those kind of skills
yeah,
because we're there when they're learning them. So they're trying to use them on us.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I
I
almost
was,
wonder, that's why I asked, like, what did you tell him? Because I
maybe,
wonder if he heard that and felt like a little ego wound.
I think it probably might have, that's a good question, might have gotten brought up because it's like, why did you move around so much? What
Yeah,
brought you to Colorado? So I think it's like the backstory
sure, it's
of
important.
like high level overview of like, oh, I was a Navy wife, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So he then says, am I on a date with a married woman? And we have already had like the wait to the restaurant was kind of long. So we had already like had drinks at the bar. So I think we'd already like split a bottle of wine at this point. And so we have another bottle of wine at the table. And I was like, he knows he done fucked up when like I don't have as an expressive face as you do, Jack. However, I could not, he like he could see
I
that.
know you gave him a micro expression.
I was like, like, what the fuck? Like,
You probably did one of these, like a
yeah, like
but
that man
micro.
I've known
Not as
for nearly
obvious
20
stuff.
years. You
Yeah,
have known for 20 minutes. Like,
right.
you don't get to insult me or him at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I'll be respectful to my ex-lovers. It's fine. So, so he then is like, haha, like tries to push it off as a joke. And I was like, okay, like, no, don't say something because obviously this is you're very insecure about it, or you whatever it was, you were speaking out in truth. And I was
Yeah.
like, that was not a joke, you know? And so I proceeded. So we had already had a second bottle of wine at the table. We didn't finish it, but I proceeded to order the most expensive thing on the menu. I had a
Okay.
great day. I had a
Would
great
you
meal.
do you have yourself a filet mignon?
I got the steak and frites, yes. And I
Yes.
think he got like the enchiladas, but I was like, I will have this. It's my favorite thing on the menu. It's my restaurant that I told him. Not my restaurant, that's where I would always take my first dates because I knew the wait staff, but it was safe, you know?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, this isn't gonna go anywhere. Like if you were concerned about the amount of time, which wasn't a lot, I will say, we were spent discussing these like past relationships, that's one thing. But it's like, am I on a date with a married woman? I was like, says the twice divorced man who started this conversation.
Literally. Shut up, stupid. That's what I would have said.
Yeah. So he was on a bad day. But afterwards, and this is maybe come from the patriarchy or like deconstructing from the church or whatever, but I felt a lot of shame of like, oh no, I didn't perform well. I didn't perform well on this date. Like you kind of want to be everything to every man, and then you're like have to like change your mindset about that. And then so then I was like, I did bad, but then you have to think about like, did I even want this man to like me? Did I even care? If he's going to kind of do those like pokey things, it's like, I don't want this in the future. I don't want that, you know?
Right?
So
Yeah.
it's like, thank you. No. So yeah, so I had a pretty decent date, you know. I just
That
and
is
so
so
I took
good.
We didn't end up finishing the bottle of wine. We did finish the date, you know. So then I took the rest of the bottle of wine home and my very expensive steak. And I was like, okay, great. Like, but then when I kind of processed kind of the shame of, oh, he didn't like me or whatnot, I was like, listen, I was on a pretty decent date. He might have been on the shitty date, but that's okay. Like, I don't have to be performative for these people, you know?
I think that's something that I really need to work on, like still is that performative, like I really want them to like me. I have to keep reminding myself, like as the woman, I'm the prize.
Yeah. Like
I
you,
even really care if you like me.
yeah, you know. Okay, that's my first one. I don't have a lot of like crazy dates, but I was just have like these little scenarios here and there. But I cannot, for someone who goes out on more dates, more first dates than I do, like I can't
Love a fun
wait.
first date. I don't know
Yes.
why. It gives me a little bit of an adrenaline rush. Isn't that what's so weird? I just am like, this could be,
What could
you know what I'm
possibly
saying?
happen?
Yeah, what could happen? Who is this person? I can't wait. Like it just I here's the thing. I used to try to get rid of my weird immediately, like
Hmm.
don't be weird. Like sit in the car and be like, can't be weird on this day. Let me get it out right now. You know, like try to get it out as quickly as possible and then go in and try to be like so cool and normal. But I stopped doing that. So I'm just weird right
Yeah.
out the gate. I'm at 100 miles per hour right out the gate. You either like it or you don't. So far, it's turned out pretty good. But I've had some weird ass dates because
Mhm.
of the type of men that I attract. So I was on the apps as you do when you're
Mm-hmm.
bored.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this gentleman seemed quite normal. He had his profile pictures was of him being active and like surfing and hiking. One was at that I found really attractive, of course, was like the wedding guest pic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Dating profile. They all have them. The
Mm-hmm.
wedding guest. So I fell for the wedding guest. The man is half black, half
Mm-hmm.
white,
Mm-hmm.
really beautiful in the face. 6'3", 6'4", something like that is what I can't remember. Anyways, so I was like, yeah, I'll go out on a date with you. And he's like, okay, he lives 3.5 hours away. So he drove all the way to my town to take me on a date.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, we're from California, so it's like San Diego to where? Long Beach?
Yeah.
Like that, if I'm going to meet somebody and date somebody, that would probably be an okay long distance relationship, 3 hours. I don't think that's too much for me. I used to date a man who was 3,000 miles away from me, and it was
Yeah,
fine.
I would say 3 hours. I'm like, that's close enough to be close, far enough to be far. Like annoyingly far away, but like, oh, distance makes the heart grow fonder. Like I don't have to like
Hey,
be
I'm
smothered by
busy.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm busy. I don't need you to live in my town. You can live 2 hours away from me, and I'll see you. Like, if I get into a committed relationship, I'll see your ass on the weekend. Boo.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I mean?
don't fuck
Not a
up
big
my grocery store run.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I'm busy. I'm independent. If you are trying to be in an actual relationship with me, then like you're gonna have to deal with that distance. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 3 hours was fine. He said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna drive to you. And I said, okay. We went out,
Mm-hmm.
and the first of all, was a college football player. Was. He's now 33, younger than me, it's fine. But 33 years old, and he showed up looking very cracked out. So the photos that he had online were not up to date.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we went into the restaurant and I was like, well, I'm in public. He's going to pay for dinner. I'm fine with that. I'll go ahead and have a free dinner.
Yeah.
And it's a small town. Everybody knows me.
Mm-hmm.
So if I at that point felt like I was unsafe, I was just going to go right next door to the bar where my friend bartends.
Mm-hmm.
So totally started getting these heebie-jeebies because he was like You ever just get uncomfortable with somebody?
Yeah.
That's what happened. So he showed up not looking like himself,
Hmm.
and then was he was just off in a way.
Yeah.
To a point where I asked him for his driver's license. I was like, can I see your driver's license?
Hmm.
And he was like, why? And I was like, I'm on a date with you. So my policy is just to take a picture of your driver's license.
Hmm.
The world's dangerous, like right to his face. The world is dangerous.
Did he pull out the not all men?
You know, he didn't. He just was like, I think he was so shocked in the moment that he just handed it over.
Hmm.
And I had to send it to my friend. Okay.
Hmm.
And then at the end of the day, I gave him a kiss on the cheek. I was like, I don't kiss on the first date.
Kind of a
We
fun
all know.
response for safety.
Yeah, very much.
Hmm.
Thank you for pointing that out. Because, you know, like if he showed up who he was and not creepy, his ass would have been in my bed that night, you know?
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
he men really do just talk themselves out of sleeping with us. It's weird. He really did that. He was just like creepy about everything he said. And my gut was like, no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Do
saying?
it. Hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I've learned very clearly in the past couple of years, listen to your guts. Okay. So I went home and then first of all, we were at dinner and he was like, so can I come back to your place? And I was like,
Oh,
no.
ew, no, ew.
I was like, why
Absolutely
are you
not.
asking? Yeah. I was like, why are you asking me to come back to my place? And he was like, well, I drove all this way. I drove 3 hours. I thought I was going to be able to stay the night. Just because you
These are
drove 3 hours?
logistics to like, these are
Yeah. Like,
logistics to be worked out beforehand.
why would you assume that you were going to spend the night at my house? I don't know you.
Yeah.
Right? Like that doesn't make any sense. So I was like, you can get a hotel. And he was like, hotels are expensive. I was like, and you're a big boy with a job.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'll
Did you
just
drink
tell
too
you,
much accidentally, sir? Sorry.
not my problem. You're an adult. You know what I'm saying? I'm not babysit here for you to
Mhm.
babysit.
Yeah.
So we said our goodbyes, and that I thought that was the last time I was gonna hear from him. He FaceTimes me.
What still goes on? Okay.
Well, yeah, from his hotel room, he FaceTimed me.
Hmm.
And I was like, I was at home, right? And I had had a couple of drinks at dinner, not like crazy ones because he started making me feel uncomfy. So I like started drinking water. But when I got home, I was like, I need a drink
Hmm.
after that.
Yeah.
So I started drinking whiskey like I normally do if I feel like I need a little libation, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm a little tipsy and he FaceTimes me. So I'm like, this is gonna be good.
Do it for the
He
plot.
Yeah, good for the plot. Exactly. Here we are. He FaceTimes me and you can like see the motion. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I want to show you. I'm like, dude,
So
show me what?
the hand motion she is making that his
You know the hand motion, listeners. He was
touching
jerking
himself
the gherkin.
vigorously. Hmm.
He was jerking the gherkin.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, vigorously.
Oh God.
He was like, I want to do this for you. I want to show you. And I was like, why? Why do you want to do that? What what makes you think I want to see that, bro? What are you even thinking right now? I just
So
made him feel really fucking stupid.
yeah, good. Yeah. Dude, first date, no sexual chemistry. You have the ick, and he's just like, yeah, she's into it.
I have the visual ick, Rachel. It's so apparent on my face that I'm just like
Mm.
so icked out. Just oh, ugh. So and when he went to kiss me, I was like dodging, you know what I'm saying? You just like
Bye.
throw the cheek out by.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's how he ended the
She's
date.
just playing
And
hard to
then
get.
I hung up the phone after I asked him, like, are you
You
fucking crazy?
literally just got visually sexually assaulted.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. You did not
I
consent to that.
I really did. I really like what makes a man think I'm gonna call her jerking it and she's gonna totally want me, dude. She's gonna totally want me.
Ugh.
Hey,
Yeah.
no. And then so I hung up on him and this dude texted me for 5 days afterwards. Five every day, every day. Hey, I want to see you again. Hey, I miss you. I was like at the I kept telling him, I was like, no. That's what I would write back. Hey, I want to see you again. No.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I miss you. No. No.
No.
That was how I
Full
responded.
sentence. No.
That was the whole sentence. So on day 5, I was like, what are you not getting, bro? Like, it is a no thanks forever from me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, well, I wish you the best of luck. Okay, thanks.
Thanks for nothing.
Thanks. Like, but go home and never come back, you fucking weirdo.
Ugh.
So,
So,
so that's my first bad date.
oh my gosh. I have
All
it like,
balls in your court.
oh my God. Okay, I just remembered. Okay, so this was with the ADHD guy and unmedicated. And so once you kind of
Unmedicated
like
ADHD, like
unmedicated
we're bouncing
ADHD,
off the walls.
yeah, like once you kind of understood it, like every like you'd open a drawer and not shut it. So it's just like once you understood, I was like, this is his home, whatever. We'd been talking for a while, but he lived an hour plus away. Like it was so funny. The guy I dated before him, I was like, this dude is 45 minutes away in traffic, still in the city. I was like, I'm not gonna date anyone farther away. But then on Hinge, I got very specific about what I didn't want. I don't want anyone with dependent children and, what have you. And I was very adamant that I do not have children, nor do I want them. And so it's like the circle was so small that this man just kept Hinge just like, I know you swiped no on him, but you like
Gotta have them again.
this
You
is it.
sure?
Yeah.
Why does Hinge do that? Why do they
I
just read?
can't give you any more because
Yeah.
there is no one else in all of Central Colorado within like 50 miles, whatever. And so this guy, I was like, oh, fuck, now he's an hour away. And I said, I wouldn't date anyone that far away. So I had a roommate situation. So he has 2 dogs and a house. So I was like, okay, we'll just go there. But we had established very good phone rapport, FaceTiming. I wasn't going to a stranger's house, but it was like I knew I was going to go over for a first date and sleepover. Like we knew what we were available for.
Okay.
And so I get to his house and it's like he kisses me. It's a little like awkward, but then it's like, again, I don't realize that he was like raging with unmedicated ADHD, like significant. But what I do see on the edge of his couch is a clawfoot hammer.
What?
It's just it was just like a hammer that he had been like putting up a picture and like left it on the arm of his couch.
Oh, I love Pete.
But again, like I was like, I'm a smart woman. This can't turn into a Dateline episode. I mean, no less than 10 people have my location at
Go
any
ahead
point.
and grab the hammer.
But I was like, what's up with that? And
You pointed it out.
yeah, I was like, hey, what's up with that hammer? And he was like, oh, I was putting up a picture. I was like, can you put it away? And he was like, oh yeah. Like again, let me just because like the door to the garage was right there, so he had just brought it in, but it was just kind of like this. But I was like, okay, yeah, I'm in a stranger's home.
They don't get it, dude. They
Yeah.
he
That
didn't
is just
even
like
get
he
it.
just left a hammer out, but I was like, hey, and again, like we
I
saw each other
never
for like
think
six
about that.
months, but it was just kind of like, yeah, now I know this person is like just absentmindedly leaving out a hammer. Obviously, he never like harmed me or anything, but it was just like, I am a single woman that drove all this way here. Like the dumbass, if he was smart, he would have waited to murder me until after we had sex. But it's just like, I don't know. You've like
That
lured
makes
me into
no
your
sense.
home as a normal person, but I was like, what the fuck is up with this like hammer just within arm's reach, And I wanted to be like, I see the hammer too. I was like,
I see it.
I'm aware of what is also within my arm's reach,
Yeah,
sir.
look around and find out.
And then it was like he could kind of tell. And I mean, he was a very decent human being and he put it away and it's like I think he kind of once it was made aware to him, like this
He's
isn't
like,
a,
oh fuck, I look like a
he was
murder
like, okay.
victim.
But I was like, hey, can we just not have this like hammer just right next to me on the fucking couch? How about that? How about that? Oh my God.
Put
I'm
it
like,
away.
put it
That's
away.
true. It's
Let me
so
see.
funny how they just don't like think about it. Like these, they just don't, it doesn't compute because why would it?
Why would it? Yeah, why would it? Um, oh my gosh, there was let me just, they're not like a whole story, but they're just little snippets here and there. So I had a guy, um, and again, this episode is not about first dates, but it's just kind of, there's a lot, fair amount of them. But there was
That's the
a guy who I had gone on a few dates with when I was in San Diego and I'd moved to Colorado, but I was coming back to visit. And he was like, I'll pick you up from the airport, baby. Like, we've already had a rendezvous before. Like, let's keep it going. You're back in town, sure. And I was like, sure, great. And I think about Rachel, she overpacks. Like, no matter if I'm staying a weekend, there are 2 bags. And so I'm like going out with my girls, like I'm ready. And so my girlfriends are like, hey, do you need a ride from the airport? And I said, no, I'm good. This person is gonna pick me up and we're gonna go back to his place and then he'll drop me off at your place later.
Mhm.
And okay, great. My plane lands and he says, sorry, I took an edible. Can you Uber yourself here? So like he's not even at the, let me tell you, lady, he should meet you at your fucking gate as close as he can get outside of
That's cool.
security. That is
Yeah,
what a man does. You know,
yeah.
and I was like, there's no like if he is your friend, there's no sexual anything. I was like, maybe curbside service. But I was like, if he is your man and is like, I will pick you up from the airport, but he says, no, sorry, I forgot and took an edible. Can you Uber here? Like a damn fool, I do. And then he's like, sorry, like
Uber
after,
to his house?
yeah, with my suitcases.
No.
Yes.
Oh God,
Hmm.
lessons. We learned lessons.
Nowadays,
We did.
Rachel, she would not do that. No, no,
No,
she
there
would
that's
not do
yeah.
it. I'd be like, sorry, you done fucked up. But so I Ubered to his house, and then of course we like have a little roll in the hay, and then like he's like, oh, I'll pay for your Uber to go to your friend's house, but like he also could not drive to like to do the things that he had promised me he would do, and I was
Can't
like,
stand.
this is the last time this is gonna happen.
Literally never gonna see me again.
No, sorry. Like I
Nope.
shouldn't even come over in the first place because again, I just didn't like feel empowered enough in my own self to say like, fuck off. Like,
This, this is
yeah.
pre bad bitch era. You know, like
Yes.
we all have them.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Okay. I'm gonna
Okay.
talk to you about
Yeah.
cheesecake.
Cheesecake Factory. Okay. Cheesecake Factory
Yeah.
date. Okay.
First of all, I don't care how this sounds. Do not fucking take me to the Cheesecake Factory or Applebee's or fucking Red Lobster or literally anywhere like that
Mm.
for a first date. I am so stuck up because I don't want to waste my time. I really don't. And I don't care how it sounds anymore. I've been treated a certain way for too long, and now I expect more.
Not stuck up. You have boundaries. You have
I
standards.
do. It's not, I have standards. It's not boundaries. I have standards. I want to be treated a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I am not going to allow substandard treatment. The bar is not in hell. It is all the way the fuck in outer space and it's never coming down because I know that there is a line who want to give me those standards. So, met a wealthy man on the apps.
Mm-hmm.
On the apps. This man was on a specific app, one that you would think like, oh, yeah, no, he's gonna make the reservations. He might even send the outfit. He might even send the bag, like that kind of app. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, okay, I'm gonna take you out. I want you to meet me at this address, but doesn't tell me what kind of restaurant it is. And like when I do the Google thing and like look around, there is a ton of restaurants and
Mm-hmm.
some that I had never heard of. So I was like so excited I couldn't wait. But there was one that I had heard of. It was Cheesecake Factory. That's where he was trying to take me.
Mm-hmm.
So we show up and he's like, we're gonna go in here. And I was like, no, we're not. No, we're not.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going into the Cheesecake Factory. We're just not. He was like, you've never been there before? Obviously, you've never tried the cheesecake. Bitch,
I'm
nobody
aware of the
wants
Cheesecake Factory.
I'm there. I went there with my fucking family on Sundays.
We go there on
It's
Mother's
like
Day.
a little treat.
Yeah.
I don't go there for first dates. I go to places, and this honestly, it's in my head, like if you're ready for dating a woman who is established, you should be ready to take her to a restaurant that probably has a chef
Mm-hmm.
creating the menu.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, impress the shit out of that bitch if you're trying to put her in a relationship and lock her down, you know? Do something. Provide. Anyways, especially if you are here's the thing. If you're in a place in your life where you're like emotionally available and you like work really hard, you know what I'm saying? That's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're trying to date a woman and you actually are a wealthy man, you better make a fucking reservation at a nice ass restaurant where a chef is making up this goddamn menu and it pairs with wine. That's what I expect. That's what I like. Do not talk to me unless you can provide that for me. I don't care. I
Mm-hmm.
would say. Keeps the dusty men away.
Yeah.
I said no. I said no, and I left.
This man is trying to get us sugar for bargain basement prices.
Like, what are you even talking about? I don't want Cheesecake
So
Factory.
then what did you do?
I left.
Okay, good for you. You're
I
like, I don't need
left.
to
I
date
did
that bad. I don't need it.
This is post. I've learned those lessons. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
fawn anymore. I'm not. I'm standing on business.
Mm-hmm.
Not letting these. No. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? And on top of that, he was wearing tennis shoes
On a date?
on a date.
Hmm.
Khaki shorts and tennis shoes.
Oh. Oh, he didn't even
Oh
get dressed up for you.
no.
My
I
sake
know.
right
I
now.
was just
I was
in
like, what
shock.
is happening?
I looked so
Because
cute.
here's the thing. I always come in rolling out a Rachel 10 on my dates.
Yes.
I do not slum it. I
No.
we have a mutual friend that was like, no, Rachel, you need to just show up as a C. Like if you show up ABC, if you show up at a C, like average, whatever, when you're being your true real self, but it's also like you can go up. Like when they see you all dolled up, like then it's like you have a place to go. You can go up. But
It's
when you come
reasonable.
in, because I was like, I'm gonna create a great first impression. I was like, again, because you hear like, excuse me, like these women are like, they don't even care about showing up on a date, whatever. I'm like, I show up. I show up with respect, with the activity that I'm doing, with like the person that I'm doing it with, to be like, I have invested my time to be here and to care for my future and my own time, you know? So it was just, so when people just, I had a guy show up in like khaki shorts. And so then he didn't confirm
Look
the
at
date.
that. You guys, dudes listening, khaki
Yeah, khaki
shorts
cargo
is
shorts, did not
date
confirm the
appropriate,
date.
not the cargos. What
Yeah.
was his freight?
Uh,
What
he
was his freight?
he owned his own right. He owned his own snow shoveling and lawn mowing service. Good for him, entrepreneur. That's fine. But I was like, oh, on this date, we just first date, we just started talking about politics and we did not align. And I was like, I'm going straight in for the
The
fucking jugular.
politics guy? Because you mentioned the politics
Yeah.
guy
So we
before.
started talking about politics, and I was
And
like,
you showed up in khaki cargo shorts? What's your freight?
I don't even think he showered. And I was like
Oh my
I
God.
had shoulder shimmer, like I had like makeup on my shoulder, like I was just like like
You
again,
look good.
maybe I could have been a shitty date, but visually you were on a great date.
Like visually, people are like, who are you and why are you with him?
Yeah, yeah, that's how I show
But
up on a date.
he should have showed up like ready to be like, everybody look at him like he was with the top tier. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
He didn't.
no. And then there was another time where obviously not current pictures, because I thought, again, blue polo shirt, khaki pants, totally fine. You know, I thought I was going out with like a bank teller. totally fine. Some guy from HR in a corporate, like, this is what I see, you know, kind of like maybe thinning, but he's like kind of slicking his hair back. Like, okay, great. Like, I'm thinking he's
They're
got the
all thinning.
glasses on, totally fine. So this is the second time we matched. All right, let's not keep meeting like this. Let's go out. So we finally go out. And perhaps it was during the pandemic. However, again, whatever a man looks like, but just represent yourself fairly and truthfully. Because this man had a big old lumberjack beard, but that's giving it too much credit and that it did not look
Like
that good.
scraggly
He had
though?
like a long hair with a ponytail. He comes again, khaki short, like maybe like dad jeans and like sneakers and like a flannel shirt. I was like, Rachel is rolling in as a 10. She is wearing like skinny black camo pants. Like she is wearing like knee-high over the knee suede boots. Like she is showing up for you.
Slay.
And then you just kind of get this vibe that this guy will go out with anyone because he's so desperate to get laid that he's just like, I don't care what you say, I'll ask you out again as long as it'll get me laid. Like, you know,
God.
yeah. So it's just kind of like, you just have to ask the question, like, why did you swipe on me? Like, I know what I bring to the table, but what do you like about it?
Here's the
You
thing.
know, it's
There's
like,
swipe on me, and I'm like, did you study
did you
that
swipe
before?
on you?
Did you study any of that before you swiped on me? Like, this is a huge risk.
Because the ADHD guy, like, he had his Toyota Tacoma like retrofitted to have like the built-in like can't like tent camper, like the pop-up tent camper. Like he had like the metal frames installed. He went all the way to Montana to get it done. Like, great. Zombie apocalypse response vehicle. We are in tow. It's great. But he likes to go out to the woods and
That
like
sounds cool.
recharge his batteries. And I was like, Rachel is outside Z. She is not outdoorsy.
No, you're not.
Like I swim marathons. I do things. It's not that I
Like,
don't go outside.
but that's like your pinnacle. You're not camping.
But I was very clear on my profile that I was like, if you talk about being outdoorsy, you must mean a glass of wine on the patio, on the
Literally.
on the deck. Like I was like, no bones about it. I am a makeup girl. I am fabulous. My batteries get recharged when I go out with my friends, like a fancy night out. I love it.
Yes. A chance
And
to, that's a recharge battery.
that's recharge. I love it so much. But this guy was just, and I was like, you're fine. Like, what do you see in me? Like, what about me? Because he was like, I call them Colorado girls that wear like the puffy vest and like the hiking boots, like no makeup, look a little weathered. Nothing wrong with that. Like they're just like Colorado, like granola gals. Like they're babes,
They're
you know?
all they're
But
all in solo chic.
yeah, but I was like, that's not me. I
It's
am
not you.
like, we go to breakfast. I put my makeup on. I am in a maxi dress. Like
We brunch.
we brunch, you know, and I was just like, I could see him like when someone like a girl, like an outdoorsy girl would walk in
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm not capturing his attention because I know this is not a good fit. And even when we would go out, people to be like, because he came to my birthday party, it was whatever, but it was more of like, this is a weird match. And everyone would say, and I was like, yeah, because there's no one else, sir. It's convenient that I know it's not. So
Oh,
yeah, I was just like, but just men not representing themselves well, or just like they'll take a date with anyone because they are just like desperate to get laid.
there's a lot of that on the
Mm,
app. I'll be
yeah.
careful of. Okay.
Oh my
One
God, we're
time,
gonna get into saucy bit. Or what? Is this a saucy bit?
one time, I lived in Los Angeles for
Mhm.
quite some time. I lived in Burbank. Everybody calls Burbank Hollywood, but it's
It's
Burbank.
here in Burbank. Mhm.
Yeah, so I was living in Burbank on North Hollywood Way. So I was like really right down the street. Like if I walked far enough, I think north, I don't know, it felt like north. If I walked far enough on my own street, it would turn into to the Walk of Fame.
Ooh.
That's how close I lived to like that area. And let me just say that that vibe is very dark. Like for sure, the devil does not live in Las Vegas. He lives in Los Angeles, in
Mm.
Burbank, where movies are made. Like that is a dark area. But I was talking to this gentleman that I met at a um show. Like I used to follow this band around. I wouldn't call myself a groupie because like there was no sleeping with the band members, but I loved them.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go to all their shows and he would go to all of their shows because he was head of A&R for a very major label. Major. Um, Produced lots of rock bands in the early 2000s.
Mm.
All the ones that you know songs and they make you feel a little bit emo, he produced them basically. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a date with this man, and not like a stunning looking man, like a weird looking man. Okay. But I knew he was powerful, so that power makes men look a little bit more attractive. And I don't know what that is, but it's fine. I don't care. I don't care if you know you got a little bit of power. I'm like la la la. So that's not appropriate.
So you
So
were in it to win it.
I was,
Yeah.
yeah, I was in it. So we were meeting at shows and hanging out at shows, and then finally he asked me out on a date because like I would see him and I would be like, hey, what's we're gonna call him, we'll call him Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Jeff, how are you? And like we'd hug and give like cheek kisses or whatever, and we'd hang out with the band and we'd go to their parties and like, oh, so many drugs. So he finally asked me out on a date. It's the music industry. It's a
Yeah.
lot of drugs around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So um he finally asked me out on a date and he takes me to this cool ass jazz club. It's so cool. I don't even know like how to explain it. You walk in and it's like dark and then there's red booths and then there's a jazz band at the end of the room and there's good, it's just lively and I just felt like a part of the scene. It was just so fucking cool. I met a famous band
Mm-hmm.
lead singer in this club.
Mm-hmm.
Um that's like the environment I was in and like we're talking, we're having a great time and then I look down
Mm-hmm.
at his lap and I get a little like he could probably see the like micro expression on my face because my eyeballs for a split second popped out of my head because when I tell you the thickness that was in his pants, I for a split second I thought maybe he had like a tumor on his leg. It was not a tumor. It was his giant penis. It was huge. With Rachel, when I tell you I was shocked, I was visually shocked at the fact that you could see this print in his pants.
Standing, sitting, what is happening? Paint the
We were
scene.
sitting next to each
Mhm.
other in the booth. I look down and there is what looks like literally a liquor bottle size lump on his lap. On
Okay.
his lap, like it is hanging in one of his pant legs. And he's wearing a suit, a three-piece suit.
Okay.
Like there's a reason why I have these high standards, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You shows up in a three-piece suit. Don't
Yeah.
talk to me. So, anyways, why hadn't I noticed this before? I have no idea. I have no idea. A literal log in his pants. So, not that that was a bad first date. It was a shocking first date. I couldn't. It scared me. It
Yeah. So
scared me.
you couldn't follow through.
I couldn't. Yeah, see, here's the thing. I was like 22, 23 or
So
something like
young.
that. And I was so young. I had never experienced something like that. Maybe 21,
Mm-hmm.
21, 22.
Yeah.
Um, so I never experienced something of that size and girth. You know what I'm saying? Quite girthy. Scared me. So I went home quite fast after discovering that.
I'm scared. I'm scared of the power of
I
the penis.
ran from the dragon in his pants. I looked down, he saw me with the micro expression, like eyeballs pop out of my head really quick. And then he goes, "Oh yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's what he said. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
So
what's in. I'm working with size.
does it kill you that you didn't try it out?
Now,
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
now I regret it. Now I wish I could go back. If I could travel through time, I
Hmm.
would travel back to an hour before I went on that date. Give myself a little warning, but say, go for it, girl. You know? I think about him all the time. I hope he's doing okay.
I'm sure he's doing just fine.
Not the person.
Oh, I'm sure the peen is doing just fine. We don't
His-
care about the person. It's the peen.
his junk. The
Are people
junk.
taking care of you, sweetie?
I hope so. God.
Hmm.
Oh, I think about it all the time. I wonder if I'll ever see one again that size. I'm telling you, shockingly big. Big
Shockingly big through the pants. Hmm.
through the pants. It was laying on his lap,
Like flaccid.
flaccid, wasn't even hard. I reached down.
Hmm.
Oh my God, that's how it happened. I just had a whole fucking flashback. I laughed at what he said. And I put my hand on his lap and then looked down and had the micro
Thinking of
expression.
like, there's no way I can run into a penis at this level.
At this next to his knee.
What is he doing in music? He should be in porn.
He should be in porn for sure. He's not, I've said again, he is an awkward, weird looking dude, not a good looking, beautiful man. Like he is, you wouldn't expect it. You
Oh,
would not. You'd
he was
be,
just
you,
like, I had no idea. The
I
Ron
agree
Jeremy
with
of
you.
penis size. So he's like, you're
Yeah,
what is that face doing with that?
for real. The Lord really blessed you because he fucked you up in the face, huh?
No, hopefully he knows how to
That's
use it. Oh my God. Let me tell you. Oh my God. One time I was on a date with, I call him Tinder Matt. And
oh,
so
that's a good.
I went over to his place and we were fooling around and I started with the warm up blowjob. And he just, no warning, in my mouth. I wasn't
Ugh.
even like down there for that long. So I was just like, I was
No warning.
surprised.
Like
No
I'm
warning.
gonna stop.
No.
What?
And I
I
was
mean,
like,
it's not
first
like
of
we don't know
all,
that it's gonna happen, but like usually they tell you.
yeah. So it was like maybe, like when I say it's not a long time, I'm saying 90 seconds. Like it was
No
not
way.
a long time. It
You
was
did
not,
no
it was
work.
not, I mean, maybe I'm just so amazing at that type of job. However, it was just like, it wasn't that long. And so it's like, why would I wasn't expecting it? So he doesn't tell me and he just does, which I was like, foul play, sir. That's not okay. I have to consent to what I want to do. You know, it's my choice. You can tell me what's going to happen. It's my choice to what I want to do with it. Didn't give me a choice. And then he's like, "Oh, sorry. It's been a while."
Did he
And
not?
so I'm still in like my black lacy number, tops, bottoms still on. It's like I'm just showing up as Rachel as a 10, you know, and then
Then
gives me nothing.
does he get dressed?
Like, I think he tolerates the like snuggle. Cause again, I'm in his place. I'm not in my area of safety to be like, what the fuck did you just do?
Yeah, I would have been mad.
What the fuck? Like, did you just like get the fuck out of here? So it's just like, I go to the bathroom, whatever. And so I get back into bed thinking like, it's my turn.
Right. Or you
Nope.
make and have the sex now.
Yeah.
Like you
Or he'll at least like give me my cookies, you
sleep.
know? No, he just is like, okay, like let's get. I'll drive you back to your friend's house because I was like, again, I was in
What
like
the fuck?
he's fucking
He's
San Diego man. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I come rolling over, hot and a little sexy number under this thing, like, and you don't even care about my pleasure, my experience. Obviously, this is just for you. Like, I'm glad we didn't get around to fucking, but it was just really like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, you don't even tell me that you're like close or to stop or anything.
Nothing.
Like, and I was like, you are in your 40s and you've never been married. I know exactly why you're fucking single and still on Tinder. Imagine.
I wonder what
Because
he's
no
doing.
one's gonna, people figure it out because he was the first guy I ever went out with post divorce. So I was just like, I just needed so much validation. I just needed to feel like desired because I felt like I had just been thrown away. But I was like, so I put up with so much fucking shit from that man. But I was like, I know why you've never been married. Like, I know why you're just a single bachelor. That's like, I get it.
He's
Like,
he's
say less.
literally trash. He's literally
Yeah,
trash.
literally trash. And I was like, I had no idea what was out there. I was so naive coming out of my divorce, but I was like, you don't give a shit. Like, that's why I was like, I don't have one night stands because I was like, I will not allow someone to use my body to masturbate.
Yeah, that
Back.
is the
And I was
way.
like, you don't give a shit about what I am here for. Like, sex is over when we both come, however that happens.
For real.
But I was like,
And
no.
as
I
the
was like,
kids say, period.
yeah, so I won't go down on someone until they go down on me. I was like,
Hell, that's a great rule. The bitch,
yeah.
that's a great rule.
Yeah. I was like, if you want it, you do it. Like, I come first,
Figure it out.
literally and figuratively. Like, no.
I saw a meme the other day that is like the man said, I don't come with a condom, and the woman is like, well, I'm not gonna come at all, so guess
So
we're in it together.
looks like we're both
Guess
having the
we'll
same
get through
equality
it.
sex. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. I think you have one more story
I
before we
do.
like wrap this up. This is getting really spicy. Yeah.
So again, in Los Angeles, I had a lot of my weird date stories in Los Angeles,
Oh,
and
you
I
got a
think
lot of weird
there's
people.
a yeah, Los Angeles has a lot of weirdos.
We love
Weirdos.
California and no shade to LA,
Yeah.
but I'm
But
just saying.
the LA people know there's weirdos in LA. They know.
Mm,
They know. They mad when we say there's a lot of weirdos in LA. They're like, yeah, there is.
yeah, that's fair.
Fair. That tracks. So I was dating this man. He was a like just like an executive guy, like a professional guy in the finance industry, whatever. So we were on our like second or third date. I can't remember which one it was, but I really liked him. He was so cute, so sweet. Successful, drove a nice car, made me laugh. And like I'm 21, 22 at this
Mhm,
point. So like that's all I give a fuck about, right?
mhm.
Just make me laugh, be nice to me.
Mm,
Um,
we don't ask for too much. Oh God, but our
I'm
sweet summer
asking for anything.
children.
And now you hear my standards, and now you hear my standards.
Mhm.
This is why.
That's why men have ruined it for other men.
They really have. And I
Go
said
on.
this before, I'll say it again. Men, you talk yourselves out of sex.
Yeah,
You talk yourselves the fuck out of it every
we are
single.
so down to get down, but I was like, yeah, just keep talking. And I was like,
We
sorry.
might be more down. We might be more down. Like
Mhm.
my favorite part of being married was the fact that I had a partner to fuck me as many times as I wanted to per day. Because
Yeah,
I'm asking for multiple times a
is it
day when I
safe? Yeah.
have a regular partner. I'm horny all the time. I am text message, meet me at the couch and have your dick hard. That is me as a wife. That is me as a girlfriend.
No
Because
wonder
I'm
everyone tries to wife you up.
I'm not even fucking jumping on it. I'm having him meet me at the couch for a blowjob for my
Mhm.
own pleasure. Like
Yeah,
I'm not even asking him to do shit. Just sit back and relax, daddy. You know what I'm saying?
when I consent to it. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my point. Like, dudes, they just fucking talk themselves out of it because that's how horny we usually are as women.
Yeah. So
You
you
know,
were so you were into this guy. And you were
I
like,
was
hey,
so
this is
into him. I was
happening.
like, I
Yeah.
was gonna.
Yeah.
Right? I was gonna that night. I had matching underwear on.
Yeah. We
The
know.
minute that matching underwear goes on, sir,
Hmm.
she's wearing matching underwear. It was her idea.
It's on
If
until it's off.
she,
Yeah.
yep. If she is wearing mismatched underwear, she didn't plan to, and you are so fucking charming that you talked her into it. And that's
Mhm.
the rule. And I'll die on that hill. I'll
Yep.
die on
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
If I fucked a man and I was wearing mismatched fucking underwear, he talked me into it during that fucking date.
Yeah.
Period. So this man, I was planning on it, matching underwear,
Not talked
everything.
you into it. Played his cards right. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, played it. I know, like, yeah, like
I don't
charmed
want
him
it to
up.
be under the guise of manipulation.
No. But you were so charming, so
Mhm.
sweet. You listened, you engaged in that conversation. It's not about manipulation. It's about being like
Yes.
somebody a woman wants,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So I was on this date with this man and he was charming and
A good
he
date.
yeah, great date every single time he took me somewhere new. This man took me to the deli that's in Hollywood.
Mhm.
That all of the directors and actors and producers, they have their fucking Hollywood meetings there. I saw like 4 actors on our first date. I was like so excited, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, oh my God, Tom Hanks. You can't do that.
Yeah.
It's like one of those places. Like you can't act like that. So he took me into another one of these type places. It was so beautiful. The waiter had a French accent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was a wine pairing. It was a three-piece suit,
Ah.
Rachel. Navy blue, thick black hair, big blue eyes, gorgeous man, funny,
Mm-hmm.
and and but he always was like he didn't give a shit what I ordered. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted another drink, give her another drink. If I wanted an expensive dinner, order whatever you want, whatever you want. We get back, he invites me back to his place. He lives
Mm-hmm.
in a high rise in North Hollywood. It is stunning.
Is this the first time you've ever been to his home?
Yes.
So he has So he has said, like, I got her back to my apartment. We kind of know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yes. Okay, go on.
But then he played his cards completely wrong.
Go on.
So, okay, so let me set the scene. Okay, so this is the first time I've been in his apartment, but I had parked in his parking garage before. He said, meet me at the parking garage. We drove to the date together.
Mm-hmm.
He had the nicer car anyway, so of course I want to go in the BMW.
Mm-hmm.
So I go up into his apartment. He lives in one of those high-rise apartment buildings in North Hollywood. You look out his window and you can see those famous fucking billboards that drive into Hollywood that you see like as a tourist. You can see the Walk of Fame. You can see fucking Grauman's Chinese Theater. Okay. His
Mm-hmm.
view is stunning. And I'm there on the third date thinking at 21, 22, I can't remember. I'm so old at this point. I am going to be his new girlfriend, and this is where I'm hanging out. And look at
This is
my
my new
view.
life.
This is my new life. I'm picturing it as we do.
Yeah. You just
Picturing
you
my
just fantasize a little bit. So you're like this handsome man who's so charming. I enjoy it. We like hanging out together. Everything is coming up aces.
yeah, and then I hear,
So he whistles at
I'm
you.
not he whistles. Could you hear that even on the microphone? I don't think so. I don't even know if it's gonna come out, but it's like a like
Yeah. So he like
sound.
dog whistles at you for like the dog.
Literally dog whistled.
Mm-hmm.
Dog. I turn around and he's standing hip thrusted, still in his suit, hip thrusted, with a flaccid dick in his hand, just
Zipper
looking at me.
down, dick out.
Zipper down, dick out, not hard.
That is the worst place to see a dick. Like, I'm not interested in a dick unless it's about to go to work on me. Like, I don't want to see it unless it's like, you
So
know,
his hips are thrusted, and I turn around and he wiggles it at me. He
like
wiggles the little head right at me.
like a man is done peeing and he's just like wiggling it at the end.
Yes. Oh my God. That's exactly how he was standing and exactly what he did. He stood there and flicked it around at me and he's like, that noise, Rachel, when I
Ugh.
turn around and make eye contact with the dick,
And you're
the
like, I
one eye.
cannot look at it. Like, oh my God. Like,
And like, I'm in shock because I had never, like, that. What? You get a girl back to your fucking apartment, you kiss her, you hand her a drink, you give her a kiss, you tell her she's beautiful, you tuck her fucking hair behind her ear, and then you kiss her. What is wrong with you?
and this man has so much going for him. It's not like he just like he doesn't have to. treat
It
you like a
made
sex
no
offender.
sense.
Like,
So
like, oh
I
yeah,
have
she's gonna be into this. It's like, allow me to take your penis out of your pants. Like that is what we're talking. Like again, you were
I
down
would
to
have
get down,
yeah,
but
I
it
would
was just
have
like
taken it out.
it's forced upon you. You're like, get the fuck, what is happening? No.
And then forced upon me soft, like get away. And then so I was like, oh my God, right? Cover my hand and I like start walking away. And I'm not even joking you when he runs at me hips first, dick in hand, wiggling at me like a child, like that,
And like
making that exact noise and chased me around his living room, overlooking Hollywood.
not like he might have thought you were being playful, but you're like, get that dick away from me.
It just didn't make sense. Why?
Like
Why?
if you
Why?
have a little bit of patience.
Dude, dude, 20 minutes and a sweet little look in the eye and a sweet little kiss. And I'd have put that thing in my hand. He wouldn't even have had to whip it out. I'd have taken it out. I
Mm-hmm.
was ready to go. I was hot. My underwear matched.
Mm-hmm. And then you were
What?
like, thank you, sir.
He
Bye.
chased me like a toddler with his dick in his hands around his apartment, and the dick was soft, making that sound. Making that sound, Rachel. Like weird baby sounds. It
And you had
was
not discussed what you guys were like into in the bedroom yet. Like,
no,
ugh.
because I'm 21 years
Yeah,
old.
because you're like, hey, it could happen, but we're not going to talk about it because I'm young and I'm not, to act
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah.
not, yeah.
Just figured I'll bring condoms, but
It's
I
fine.
mean that was it. What in the actual fuck? Get dudes,
Yeah.
dude.
So you're just like, let me run to the door, grab
You
my
get
purse
her
on the
to
way
your
out.
apartment. You pour her a drink. You comb her hair behind her ear after you hand it to her. You tell her she looks beautiful. You kiss her sweetly. And 9 times out of 10, if we're already in your apartment, you're going to see that our underwear matches. Just
Yeah.
do that move, my
You're
guy.
melting already.
Do the move. Why do we have to say this? There are movies. That's the thing. They do this romance bullshit in movies. Like we're not gonna fucking fall for it. Just copy what you're seeing.
Yeah. And you know what they do in the movies? Don't take their flaccid dick out.
That they really don't do that. They really don't do that.
Oh my
Oh,
God. Okay. So he ran out of the apartment, never spoke to that man again. That's what I assume that
I
rest of the
ran
story
out.
is.
I
Yeah.
ran out. I was like, I have to go, and then he put his away, and
And then it's like you're so ready to go, and he talked a woman out of fucking him.
that's what I mean. Dudes
Like,
be talking
what are the
themselves out of getting paid every single fucking time.
Yeah,
Every almost pretty like 8 times out of 10. I'm gonna say 8.
they talk themselves out of it. I was like,
Yeah, out of it.
I will say, let's end on a good note. I have a very fantastic date planned this weekend.
Yay.
Yay! It's fancy date again because my current main squeeze, like he knows that I like to get dressed up and go out. So we're getting dressed up. We're going to a fancy dinner and going to the ballet. So I get to see Jekyll and Hyde ballet. So it's like, and then later in the month,
Are you gonna wear the dress?
I'm gonna wear the dress from the sex episode. Yep. Not the
Yes,
gold one, but your
the
red
red
dress
one.
with the glitter, like with the sequin tops on it. Yeah. So I'm very excited. Reservations have been made. Like car arrangements have been made. And I will say, because I'm like, I live and die by my schedule. You know what we're gonna go see at the end of the month? The Empire Strips Back. We're gonna go to a burlesque Star Wars show.
Oh my God, that sounds cool as hell.
So fun.
That
Like,
sounds cool as hell.
yeah, we've been going on some really fun dates. Like, we went to dinner and then we went and saw like it was Halloween music played by like a quartet, one of those candlelight
The
concerts, but it had
orchestra.
aerialists and stuff with like the scarves and the rings and stuff. So I was like,
Listen,
don't be fooled. We have gone on good dates and I have good dates lined up in my future and I'm very excited about it. But I was like, this man listens to what I like and he's never been to the ballet, but he has got himself a 3-piece suit, navy blue, match his blue
Oh,
eyes. Like, we are about it. So I was just like,
so good in that navy blue suit. I can't wait to see. He's
yeah,
gonna look so for real.
yeah. So we're
You guys
very
are
excited.
so cute. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's gonna be so fun.
So cute. But yeah, okay. Go ending out on a good note. Like, not
Here's my
not
takeaway.
all dates are bad. Yeah, takeaways.
Takeaway. Get out of there when your gut says to get the fuck out
Get
of
the fuck
there.
out of there. Yeah.
Into your gut every single time. You
Hmm.
need to call a friend, call a friend. There are 800 numbers out there that you can call to, there's codes out there you can tell the bartenders, but that's my takeaway.
Be like,
If
get the
you
fuck out of here.
got a gut feeling to get the fuck out of the date, who gives a shit if you're hurting anybody's feelings? Get the fuck out.
Yeah, that's what my thing was. I think on the date where I was on a pretty halfway decent date, but he was on the bad date with me, I think it was like, it was in that moment where a flip switched in my mind and I was like, I don't give a fuck what you think.
You said a flip switched.
I'm I've been
Also,
drinking
a
whiskey.
switch flipped. It took me, first of all, it took me a minute to realize what you said, so it's fine.
But whatever, whatever.
Actually, it
Uh,
works like how the turns have tabled.
yes. Yeah. How the turns have tabled. Exactly. Because I was just like, it was like, I don't give a shit anymore. Not that he was like, are you going to talk to me like that? But it was just more of like, my face, he knew he had done fucked up. And I was like, you don't get to talk about this subject. And then I don't get to talk about the subject.
No.
Like, you're not gonna put baby in the corner. I'm not having that. So I was like, all right.
Ugh.
So you can be on a shitty date. I will enjoy the shit out of this date. I don't care a second
Actually,
longer.
love
And
I
sometimes we
love
just have to have those shitty situations to know what we're not going to put up with, which is very unfortunate. And I do not advocate for it. But to be like, hey, I'm not,
yeah.
yeah, you want to go down, talk about politics on a date? You bet your ass I'll talk about it and I'll back it up with facts. But I was just like, I'm not gonna be performative for you to like me.
Did
So
I, speaking of politics, did I tell you that when I was in Jamaica, a man approached me at the bar and he was like, who'd you vote for? And I was like, that's the weirdest question to ask somebody.
that's not
Just
even
to,
an icebreaker.
first of all, I don't know you.
Yeah.
So the flying spaghetti monster, sir.
This isn't a safe space to have a respectful discourse.
Why would you ask a stranger that? That's so weird.
Yeah.
That's so weird. I don't care who you are. That's weird as shit. Don't do that,
Don't
people.
do it. Yeah.
Ugh.
Especially on a first date, I was like, go ahead. So yeah, I have very much gotten many non-callbacks. But again, I'm not so desperate to be in a relationship where I need to be performative or to mask who I am to be in a relationship. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'd really just let me know that you're not a compatible human being right out the gate.
Right out
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
You
I
know,
don't know.
it's fine.
I'm having a good time though, to be honest. In
Yeah.
my adventures, it's definitely been, everybody's like, oh, the dating pool is shallow when you're older. And like, I don't know. I've been having a good time. I've been having good luck. I've
You've been
met,
having good luck. Listeners, follow us on Patreon for her most recent first date experience. This is very
yeah,
exciting.
it's
There is
very,
it's a good
I
Patreon
have
episode.
another first date experience coming up, and I didn't want to talk about it on the show, but I'm going to be talking about it on Patreon for, paid listeners,
Yeah, you
obviously.
want the cheese
That's what,
may.
I mean, we've been telling you that's where all the cheese may is happening. You guys gotta get on there. And it's really like, what is it, $4.70 a month or something after
It's
taxes?
$3.95 plus tax. So I think it's like less than $4.50 a month
Oh,
to support us on Patreon for like all the after dark episodes. That's when the whiskey kicks in and Rachel stops giving a shit. So she really lays it down, and so does Jackie. Like,
I know that's the truth.
yeah. Oh, are you ready for the tarot card pull? Whiskey back portion
Yeah.
happening. Now on to the spellbounding. What deck are we
Okay.
using today, Jackie?
I'm still using Murder of Crows,
Oh, back to the original.
but
Very exciting.
Because I'm going to be going out of the country, I might find a tarot deck while I am there.
Well,
Again, listen to
if you find a
the
sparkly iridescent one, don't hold back.
Oh, I got you, girlfriend. I've been looking. And now every time I go to this shop, I'm like, if one for Rachel is here, like call to me and I'll see it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I've only been to this shop once since you said it. So
Mhm.
now I'm like really listening. Like,
Keep
where's
an eye
that?
out. Yeah.
No, I got you. It'd be fun if I got you one out of the country, wouldn't it?
I would love it because again, it's like every time I use this, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
see, Jackie got me for the Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy Onassis got me this tarot deck. Hey.
Yeah, let's
Knocking.
see.
All right. We have got the knock. We have got the cards pulled. Ooh, I
Okay.
am ready with my notes. I like to take notes for these.
I know, I love that.
I take it with me after the show, you know.
Yeah. All right. So the first one is the Emperor. That's about like rule of law, leadership. This is more of like a paternal, like patriarchal symbol, which is so funny since we're just talking shit about all of our terrible dates.
Shitty dates. Not
Shitty
everyone
date.
gets to be an emperor.
No, no, but I think honestly, like this is about all it can also be about like wisdom and like advice. So like that's what you get like when it comes with like I guess like a father figure. That's how you can you think about the emperor.
Mhm.
Like the father figure gives like good advice and like you can look to him for like him to lead you. Okay.
So the opposite of everyone we talked about.
Yeah, but like if we're talking about dating, in my gut, we're looking for somebody. We're looking for a man to lead us when it comes to like dating. We're feminine women. We want to be able to turn off our brains.
Yeah. Save
Not
me
gonna
from my decision fatigue. Not
Oh
save me. You know,
God, for real. Like, but
Mhm.
like be there, be the leader. I'm the nurturer. I want to be a nurturer. I'm a leader. I want to be in your ear as you lead, but I'm the nurturer. I'm the one who takes care of you. I want to. That's
Mhm.
my energy, at least. I know that you're
Yeah.
very much in your independence and leadership. Like, yeah, I don't know how to explain you, but you have that kind of
Yeah.
vibe. You have that kind of vibe, but still, like when we're looking for a man as a partner, I feel like as women, we are looking for somebody a little bit to help us.
Did you just say that I had an emperor vibe?
Yeah,
Oh, I
you
love
do.
it so much. I think that might be the best thing you've ever said to me, Jacqueline.
You're welcome.
Stop it some more.
You're like, oh, yes, I
I
do.
bring my own emperor energy.
You do bring emperor energy, leadership, governance, but
Good
like when we're
advice.
yeah. When we're dating as women, though, I think that's what this has to pertain to. I think
Hmm.
that's just what I'm getting from it. That's why I sort of gasped a little bit,
Yeah.
like, oh, I get it. Like we're looking for,
Well, we're not going to
oh,
settle for less just to have it. Mm-mm.
yeah. So
Oh my God. What is this? You're
the
laughing.
next one is the Queen of Pentacles, which has to do with being a caretaker. So this really is like, okay,
This
the
reading
man,
is for you.
the woman, the man, this is the man, the leader of the relationship. This is the woman, the caretaker in traditional aspects. You know what I'm saying? We live
Mhm.
in it is what it is. We can't get away from it. That's what these two are representing. So let's see what this third one is.
Ooh, big money, no whammies.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. We're talking about bad dates, interesting dates, dates that didn't work out. This one is about treachery. I pulled the Three of Swords.
Oh my God. Treachery. Oh my God.
Like, this is not what we want. This is like the opposite. Like, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The whole card pull is literally just about this subject that we're talking about, how
Yeah.
dating can be such a treacherous path.
It is treacherous. It's literally what I was saying. I'm like, it is treacherous out there. Yeah.
is absolutely.
How many people do you in your friend group that are like, I'm so glad I'm not dating, or I'm so glad I have a partner or something to be like, I don't want to be out in the dating world. I was
I
like,
used to be
"Her."
that person. I used to
Yeah,
say that.
me
I used to be
too.
like, God, I'm so glad that I don't have to be out there getting my fucking heart broken and I got a good partner and blah, 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 blah. And then he was picked up by a SWAT team, but that's another story for another day. But
Yeah.
like I used to be that person. And here's what's really funny is that I pulled the One of Swords
Hmm.
while we were talking about our takeaways. And the One of Swords is just like a decisive new beginning.
Hmm.
And we pretty much talked about like beginning, like first dates, just clearing away like the past and like being very decisive about like a new beginning. It has a lot to, like dating is a new beginning every single time. So
Yeah.
like,
And I like the word decisiveness to be like, I'm not going to put up with that.
yeah,
You don't get to
we've
talk to me like
talked
that. You
about
don't get to
that.
treat me like that.
Yep.
I'm not going to spend another second here longer than I have to.
Yep. And that, I mean, that was like really the theme of our show. Like these bad dates were bad and we decided we were not
Mm-mm.
going to put up with bullshit. So oh my God, what a surprisingly good card pull. I was really not sure about it because of what we were talking about. I was
Yeah,
like, man, I hope the cards have something for me today. And they really did. They were like, we do. Mhm.
we do. Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Excellent. What great spellbounding today, Jackie.
Indeed.
I know. I love it when they like really talk to us or they're like laughing at us. I feel like they're laughing at us on this episode. I was like,
That's
they're
what
making a joke of us today. I was like, okay, they're laughing with us. Be like, I know, I know.
they're like, you guys,
You guys,
this is a mess.
we're
You'll
gonna
get
teach
it.
you the same lesson until you learn it. Yeah.
I know
Um,
that's right. And it really, the universe,
mhm.
guides, spirits, God, a lot, they will all teach you the same, those same exact fucking lessons every single time. So learn them
Learn them.
and have just a mustard seed of faith that they are for your best and greatest good, highest and greatest good. You're
Nice,
welcome.
yours good. Jackie, what a great episode.
I know, so fun for Valentine's
So
Day.
Valentine's Day. Hang in there, kids.
I'm throwing chocolates at couples all
No, I
Valentine.
know we were having it. Well, thank you so much for listening to another fabulous episode of Whiskey Bent
Spellbound with Black.
and Whitefield. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.